Hello, and welcome to part 3 of this Sapphire series. The decision to make videos at the same time as the grind is really starting to show itself, as the time taken to make videos is much longer now. Despite that, I still found the time to improve on levels that I covered before. Once again, they are watchable, just unlisted. So, what 10 levels did I decide to get? Let's find out, starting with I played this level because I saw someone else play the level and struggled to get the Sapphire. The things they did compared to my previous PB made me confident in getting this Sapphire, which I did. The level is pretty fun, as there isn't any one hardest part of the level, with the time save coming from more unnoticeable things. For example, the fireball discards have to be timed really well. Every single one of them could lead to a failure if not done correctly. I don't remember much from my grind. The only thing I can say is that I got a run within 0.1 seconds of the Sapphire time, which adds a level onto the list that I created last part. While it is a somewhat tricky Sapphire to get, I had a pretty fun time with the level, and that's good to hear.
I just keep getting better and better.
This level is very weird, due to the many different routes that people use. While the Sapphire could have been only accessed with a shocker tube route, it thankfully does not. However, the route used instead requires high FPS to make a jump without an additional discount. I still play on 60 FPS on principle, so I had to make the switch for this level only. But then I couldn't get the shocker boost, so I also had to install another external software that people use. This won't capture FPS, so I could have 60 FPS to get the boost and 144 FPS to make the jump. The jump itself is kinda difficult, being barely possible, but I got the hang of it. I shoot one of the tripwires at the start because it doesn't waste any time and makes the elevate section afterwards easier. The rest of the level remained unchanged, so it was a pretty easy route to learn and master.
I just keep getting better and better.
This level looked intimidating to Sapphire, but I wanted to give it a try because I liked the level. This level has some very fast and hard snipes, and getting everything proved to be a pain. I initially wanted 2 shots on the first jock snipe, but I couldn't get a Sapphire DNF to prove that it was possible, and I just accepted that I needed to do 1 shot. It is possible to get boost on the jumper, and I have done that in runs, but it isn't necessary, and the time save just comes down to if you can hit everything fast enough. Even with the faster start, my DNFs were hovering around the Sapphire time, and I ended up with the run within 0.1 seconds, so it's another level on the list. It ended up being a pretty tough Sapphire that I'm glad is over with sooner rather than later.
I just keep getting better and better.
My opinion on this level has dropped significantly with this experience. Like with the Amethyst grind, I tried getting this Sapphire multiple times earlier, but could not do it, even getting within 0.01 seconds of the time adding a level to the list. The reason why is because with such a tight time requirement, the ending boosts become much more important, and I, like many others, struggle to track the bombs to get enough boosts. The start is mostly fine, although the times can vary a lot, and you once again need a lot of boosts from the bombs. This level is just fine, but serves as a warning sign for the future with grinds that I will despise.
I just keep getting better and better.
This level is pretty forgettable for me, but turned out to be a fun experience. I still shoot additional barnacles because I'm stuck with my muscle memory and they don't lose time. Getting the Sapphire proved to come down to a few tricks, like getting the full Godspeed boost through the barrier and getting a good above water boost immediately after landing. There isn't a lot of time between Amethyst and Sapphire, so it makes sense that I gotta run within 0.1 seconds and onto the list. Other than that, the short nature and fun experience leaves not much else to say.
I just keep getting better and better.
I'll admit it, this level is no longer my least favorite level in the game. Yes, the boosts are annoying as always, but I've gotten used to it. The reason why I did this now is because I wanted a Chapter 11 Amethyst, and figured the time wasn't the worst to get. In addition, I switched to left clicking at the end of the Amethyst grind, and got it fairly quickly, so I was confident I could easily improve it. Everything had to be done somewhat fast, but not instantaneously, and that's what made the level bearable. I chose to do this level because the time needed looked easy to get, and there weren't any additional things I needed to learn. This level is just weird to me. Some of the things you have to do, especially at the beginning, look awkward and are inconsistent to pull off. The height needed from the barrels needs to be minimal, which I got, but was hard to do since you also needed to collect the fireball cards. It ended up being a pretty chill Sapphire to get, but included the run exactly 0.1 seconds off the Sapphire time. I decided to not include this level on the list, simply because I didn't feel like the time hurt me that much. In contrast with Red and Violet side quests, Yellow side quests look very difficult to get, and I chose this one because it looked like one of the easier ones to get. This level comes down to timing your barrel shots, but the problem is that the timings change based on other things you do in the level. I initially wanted to do additional strat improvements until I found them too difficult and learned that the Sapphire was possible without them. Any time save felt random, including the run just shown, which matched my PB until the very end. That PB was within 0.1 seconds of the Sapphire, which adds this level to the list. It's not a run that I'm proud of, so I'm probably coming back to improve it in the future, with additional strats or not.
I just keep getting better and better.
While the Sapphire initially looked impossible, I convinced myself to play this by looking at other runs, trying to level out myself, and then realizing that it wasn't that bad. As it turns out, it was as bad as I initially thought. The initial boosts are pretty annoying, with the addition that going too fast means you can't collect the Stomp card. The Ringer boosts are annoying because you need a lot of them, and getting them with the Stomp card is difficult due to the level. Finally, the Purify boost needs to be extremely good and done early, especially if you're doing it like I did, meaning there isn't a lot of time to set up and track the bomb. I ended up with several runs within 0.1 seconds of the tight time, including a 14-second flat time, which is 0.001 seconds off the Sapphire. It's a good level that was unfortunately ruined by my experience, trying for several days with thousands of attempts.
I just keep getting better and better.
Going back to the previous level, and the 5th level in this part in the 10th column, Race is a very unique level. Since the normal route world record doesn't get the Sapphire time, I was forced to play the AIM Labs route, although it's a modified route that I found to be much easier. The most annoying part of that is the 4 trip bars at the end, since shooting them quicker means more edge grinding, and you need a lot of that if you want the Sapphire with this route. You also need to time your Godspeed discards really well if you want to make that jump, as I've thrown multiple successful runs to that, and also got a run within 0.1 seconds of the Sapphire, so it makes it on the list. I ended up having a lot more fun with this level than I thought I would, and makes me more confident doing other levels with a lot of far snipes. And that is 30 Sapphires done with. This has certainly been an odd selection of levels, with a very large variety of skill sets and difficulty. Now the cycle continues once again, with another 10 Sapphires that I have to come up with for next time, but at least I have an idea on what levels I want to play. It's time for me to get playing those levels, so thanks for stopping by, and thank you for watching.